Welcome to Avorion, a brilliant new entry into the space game genre. This is supposed to be a short guide. First I want to show you how to build a decent starter ship, and then we will talk about some overall gameplay mechanics, and I will give you some tips to get you going. This is a game I talk a lot about the last couple of days. It just came out in early access a week ago, and I've recommended it a lot. Because I think this game is in a very unique place in the market right now. It is basically a crossover between block building games like Space Engineers and classic open world simulations like Freelancer or Rebel Galaxy for that matter. And I feel it's in a very unique position because most games don't do both very well. Don't get me wrong, I like games like Space Engineers a lot. But the problem I would have with those is that sure, it's nice to build a cool spaceship, but then there's nothing you can do with it in the game. There are no NPCs, no missions, there's no progression to speak of, no obstacles to overcome. So it is more like a Lego simulator. This, however, is a fully functional game. You have to deal with factions, you can do trading, you can hunt pirates, you can be a pirate, you can do whatever you like in this game. And also, you can build a ship with blocks. And I have tons of fun in here. It's out for a week and I have almost 50 hours in this game already, because honestly I can't put it down. And some of my friends had some problems with getting into it, because they do like space games, but they're not the biggest fans of block building games. So I wanted to show you how to really quickly get into the game and how you can build a very simple ship design that looks quite decent, I think. So let's just start with that. And while we're doing that, I will talk more about the game in general. So let's get our UI back here. So normally you start the game always like this, in this little drone. It's always the same, you can't upgrade it. And if you die, you will start in this drone as well. And what you have to do first is mine some resources. You can see in the upper left corner we have 9,000 credits there, and I mined 2,000 iron ore already. Normally you start with 10,000 credits and no resources. I just want to speed it up a little for the video. And just in order to show you how long that took me, I will show you. These are basically, this is a normal asteroid, it has nothing on it, but these are the ones with iron ore. They glow. You can find them very easily. And just mine a few of those. And you see here we have 2,100 now, and the number is rising. So maybe you can get a feel for how long it took me to get 2,000. It is on the magnitude of 5 minutes, I would say. So I mined 5 minutes and have 2,000 iron ore now. So now I can actually build a ship. So let's just do that. We have to press this little flag icon here. Give the ship a name. And this is our ship now. And it can do nothing, it's just a brick. So let's get into building mode. And just to show you what you really only need to build a functional ship, right? You need a thruster. You can find your parts here, and there are more here. Put a thruster block here to steer the ship, maybe one here. And crew quarters where our crew can live. And basically that's all you need to have a functional ship. So let's see, it gives me a few warnings over there that we don't have enough crew assigned. Let's take a look at that. Because we have no people on board. And that means our ability to steer the ship is not that good. We need mechanics and engineers to steer it. So let's get some crew. You can get it from this station here. You can basically hire people from almost all the stations in the game. If you click on a station, you can talk to them pressing F, but if you want to trade or hire people, you have to get closer to one of those docking ports here. You see it flashing green when I get closer. Now. And now I can simply hire some people here. Let's hire 4 people for the moment. And I can assign them here to their stations. And now our ship has its full potential. And it's much more snappier now. But like I said, who wants to fly a brig, right? So let's get into here and make ourselves a nice looking ship. It won't win any beauty contests, but it would surely look better than what we had. So, I could show you every little function here, but I would say just let's dive into it and I will explain as we go along. Here you have different parts like I showed before. Normal iron hull, engines, thrusters, crew quarters, cargo bay. And that's basically the parts we need. And what I want to show you now is a method I came up with that produces, I think, nice enough looking ships that look a bit more immersive. And I will just show you. So, with WASD, you can deform those blocks. For example, if I press D, it will deform it in this way. If I press A, it will deform it in that way. So I will press W to make it smaller, like this. Then press D to press it like this. So I have a part like this. And I can show you another tool right here. This is a transform block tool, very important. This will transform every block you have already placed to another block. For example, I could demonstrate. I could transform, for example, this into crew quarters, like that. All the little windows here, or to blank hull. What I want to do for the moment here. Everything's blank hull, and in the end we will give it a purpose. That's much more easy to construct. So I will take this piece, and this is another function that's very important to me and very important to quickly build ships. You have to use basically copy and paste, and you do it like in Windows, Control C and Control V. So I take this little part, copy it and paste it. There it is again. I press R to rotate it, and there we go. I will place it on the other side as well. And on here, because this is the basic design style I will use for my ship. And now, normally why it is important to use copy and paste, because if I wanted to have a bigger block now again, then I would have to manually deform it into this shape again, right? And that can take some time. So what I do is just I grab this block, copy it, paste it, and there it goes. And then I can grab another one of those, paste it here, easy. And this is basically the form I want. I want another block here. And then maybe I want it to be 4 blocks long and maybe 2 blocks wide. Place some of those here. We could also select and grab the whole row and attach it again, but since this is not that big, that's not necessary. Those connecting blocks. And those connecting blocks, this is actually not only style, but it will come in handy later. I can show you that as well, why. So this is my basic form I want. And now I just select the blocks I want, like engines, use the transform tool and put them here. I want crew quarters in the front. I can also show you another function very quick, the mirroring function. So I want this to be mirrored on the x-axis. Although this is not in the middle, you can fix that by selecting a block like this in the middle, for example, pressing this button, move mirror to selection, and now it's in the middle. And now everything you do on one side will be replicated on the other. So if I transform this into crew quarters, it happened on both sides. And since this is a symmetrical ship, this will serve us well. So what we need now is thrusters. And like before, we could just build a block of thrusters. Like, no, I'm sorry. But this is basically a waste of space, and I want to explain why. Because for the thrusters, all that counts is the surface area. So, for example, to thrust to the left side, if I would take this block and press it, come on, like this. Oh, I took the wrong block again. Let's transform it. So this would be the same thrust to the left and the right as it was before. So I could just take those blocks like this and apply them in this manner around our block, and then I don't waste the space in the middle basically, and they have the same effect. That's what I'm trying to say. In this case though, I want to make them a little smaller. For a light ship like that, they don't need to be as big. So I want to make this a little bit smaller, like this maybe, and place them on all the sides. And thanks to the mirror function, it is on all sides now. And the only thing we need now is brake. We have no thrusters to the front. I mean, the little ones here count, but that's not enough. So we can test this out. If I would steer in this direction now, you can see the blue bar on the top, and it goes down very slowly now, because we have basically nothing that stops us. Nothing in front of us, so we can safely go back into the building mode. The easiest way to fix that would to place a thruster block like this on the front. And that's totally legitimate, you could do that. But I don't want to obscure my nice crew quarters here, so I don't do it. I have another solution for that. And let's grab a block like this. Put it here. I want this to be blank hull for now. And now we grab a block from here. For example, the iron edge. Now, I want this edge to be as big as a block. So I have to stretch it a little. Like this. And like this. Let's see, is it also as high as a block? No, it's not. So it needs to be a little higher. Maybe like this. Now it's exactly as big as a block. We'll turn it. And also like little wings. And we can have our brake thrusters right here. They will also help to turn this ship. Alright. And that's much better. And although it still looks blocky, I think it starts to look more interesting, and it was very easy to do. So it's basically finished. You can play the game like that. I would recommend maybe, let's see, we have 500 left. That should be enough. Let's have a look here. We generate 0.5 gigawatts of energy, and we only need 0.27. That can change very quickly though. If you find some cool upgrades, I mean, you may need more energy. So at the iron level here, we have only access to solar panel. Later, if we get titanium, we can access those blocks, and there I have different properties, and they have also different blocks like generators, for example. But we don't have that yet, so we will use solar panels. And I like this iron framework to put them up just for aesthetic purposes, so to speak. We grab them one of those blocks, put it up here, change it to framework. There we go. And now we put up the solar panels. And with the solar panels, it's like with the thrusters, surface area counts. So I want them to be a bit bigger. Where is it? Like this. But they are a little bit too thick for me, like this. And we can change that. So at the moment we have a grid size and scale step from 0.5, which is a good value actually to have. But just for this solar panel I will lower. So the grid size is basically where it snaps, like this. And the scale step is the size. So I will put this to 2.5 for the moment. So I can press it thinner, like this. And there we have our solar panels. Now put it back to 0.5 because I think that's a good value to have. And another thing, because I'm lazy, and just to show you that you can do that, I will turn the axis now to the y-axis. And let's say I delete, because we can, like, I can select that, and if I hold Control I can select another block. Now I have both of them. I can copy them. Now I can safely delete the whole thing and apply it again, because I'm lazy and don't want to rotate the whole thing, and we'll put them on both sides now. Yeah, and this is actually what I had in mind. This is a nice starter ship. It has all you need. Now we can press C to give it a little color, maybe. Maybe like this. A bit, say, like that they look like metal a little bit. And maybe a bit darker for the rest of the blocks. Alright. We have still some iron left, so and this is just for cosmetic purpose. Oh, I colored them. I didn't want to do that. Oh, let's put it back into mirroring mode. The x-axis, okay. Like this. Like this. Maybe I just take this corner here, because this is what this design philosophy is all about. I'm lazy. I just take things I already have. I don't want to reinvent the wheel here, and that's much faster. And I think it also fits like, how would I say that, like the space theme, because that's surely how you would build a spaceship, modular, like the International Space Station, for example. And that's why I think it works so well. You could also, still some iron left, put some of those on the front maybe. So we will obscure some windows, but I think it will be worth it in the end. And at the bottom. Come on. There we go. Yeah, and oh, something else, just aesthetically. So maybe we could, I mean, these are cargo containers after all. So maybe we just point that out and make them look like cargo containers as well. Just a little detail. I don't have the yellow I want really. This is okay though. And then you can play around a little bit. For example, we have interesting, where are they? These glass blocks, for example, we could use. And I want it to be much thinner. Yeah, maybe like that. Scale this back again. This time a bit more to 1. Be careful with that. It's very precise. Make it very flat, like this. There's a thruster because I copied it. I want glass though. Yeah. And now I take a glowing block and put it like this on there. Maybe a little bit thicker. And this is like a little lamp now. I can make this like red. I like it. And now it looks like a little bit like a cargo container. And that's just for cosmetic purposes. And now I think we have a more or less decent spaceship here. I think it, like I said, it won't win any beauty prizes, but it looks immersive enough and it fits the building style of the game, I think. And now we can actually concentrate on playing the game. And this is what I'm telling people all along about. If you have once built your spaceship, you can just play the game like you would play Freelancer or any other game like it. And I can show you another thing very quickly. Let's see, what do we have here? This is a shipyard. So if you really don't want to have anything to do with building spaceships, you can simply buy one. It will look a bit funky though, but it's a spaceship. Basically the same style of design that the AI uses. You can find them at all the shipyards in the game. We don't have to dock actually to pull up this menu. That's a good thing. You can even stations in the distance. For example, where do you have a good example of that? There's an equipment dock there. Or here, a mining station. Yeah, so it's your mine. It's very far away. We can still contact them and see what they got. In order to get it, we have to go there though. So, talk to the dock. And here we can build a ship. And yeah, like I said, we built them in the basic design style of the game. And they make a bigger one. And it will build it according to what you set up here. And if you really don't want to build anything, you can just buy a ship like that. So this will cost me iron, titanium and 20,000. And it's very big. But if you just want a small ship for the beginning, something like that, you can buy it right away and use it. No problem. The only thing I forgot actually in the building menu is we have some turrets. You begin the game with 2 mining turrets and 2 chain gun turrets. So let's just test this out. I'm still in mirroring mode. Let's turn this off for a moment. This plays out 2 mining turrets, and you will see here this is actually kind of complicated to I will explain again. So you see here armed turrets and unarmed turrets. So the game differentiates between weapons and mining equipment. And you can place 2 unarmed turrets at the moment or 2 armed turrets. That doesn't mean though you can place 4 turrets, because what it does mean is you have basically a one spot for an armed turret and one spot for an unarmed, and one spot that's free. That means I can place 2 mining turrets and 1 chain gun turrets, and my spots are full. Or I could place 2 chain guns and 1 mining beam. Later we can have more turrets, but for the moment you have to decide. So now I've tried 2 mining turrets. I should be... oh no, we have to go back to our crew and assign people to the turrets now. So I have still 2 workforce left. It's enough to man 1 turret, not both of them though. So let's get to the shipyard and get some more crew. Very careful, our ship is a bit heavier now. And flying against something is actually the cause of death for most people in this game. Just have to be aware a little bit. I like that actually. I mean, it's just like in real space, right? You have to basically plan your actions a little bit. So let's take 4 for the moment. Should be enough. Put them on the turrets. We've still 1 left. Okay. Now with our mining beam. The mining beam isn't very efficient as a weapon. And now as it stands, you have 2 mining beams here. You are actually not much more efficient than the drone you had. And you still can use the drone. You can pop out of your ship at any time, use this drone. You can even build a new ship now, just like that. And now, I mean, you can only command 1 ship, but you can have more of them. And you can give them a captain basically, and then give them orders. They can follow you around and stuff like that. For the moment, we have just this 1 ship now. And yeah, what you do now is what you basically do in every game like that. You try to earn money, and specifically in this game, you want to have access to the other resources here. Because the other resources, like I explained before, give you different abilities. I mean, most of these blocks are the same as here, basically, in titanium. But they have different properties, so titanium is basically harder and lighter. And titanium also has different blocks, like energy containers, generators, and field generators. Very useful. So, what you would strive for is to find some titanium. And the basic thing here is that the closer you get to the middle of the galaxy, the more you will find those rare resources. That's basically the game. And I could you have a jump drive from the beginning, so I can jump now in this blue circle. Can mark a point here on my map, enter coordinates into navigation computer. I have to point my ship in that direction, wait for the navigation computer, and I can jump. And there I am. Though here is nothing really as far as I can see. I'm getting a warning, something's still wrong with my ship, I suppose. What's this about? Okay, it says I'm very weak at the moment compared to other ships, that's okay. So there was nothing here. So let's jump back and I'll show you the method I would recommend for the beginning. Let's just go back where we came from. Oh, we are being contacted by the adventurer. This is a guy you encounter in the first system. You should encounter him basically every time you start a game. At least I hope so. And I don't want to spoil anything and I don't want to go through his dialogue now. We'll just say yes, 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 because he will give you something that I basically need to explain. What I wanted to explain just a moment ago. I just forgot that I don't have it yet. Yeah, give me some tips. Give me all you have. Come on, guy. Did he give it to me already? I think so. Because he gives you something if you talk to him. Wish you good luck on your journey. And there it is. He gave us a radar upgrade. So now, goodbye. Let me go, man. Will you let me go? Okay. Now, we can go into this screen here, to the systems. We have 2 system slots right now. The bigger your ship is, the more slots you will have. And you have to drag them in there. So we have a radar upgrade that will give us a deep scan range. And that means, if I go to this map now, I see different things. First, I see the point where I just was. It will mark it. And if there was something, it will tell you what it was. Like here, you see what's in this system. But I also see like green blips. Green means there are some ships or stations there. And with the upgrade we just got, we can also see the yellow blips. And yellow blips means there's a hidden mass signature. That could be, I don't know, some form of destroyed station. That could be a pirate hideout, or that could be a wormhole. And we could check this out later. For now, I want to show you the gate system, because these 2 lines here indicate that there are 2 gates in this system. And for the beginning, this is a very good way to travel the world. Because like you saw earlier, when I jumped, the system was empty, there was nothing to do there. Oh, before we leave the system, another thing that is maybe one of the more... I mean, every station in this game here has a purpose, you can trade with them. Some of them have missions for you to do, even like mines or insignificant stuff like that has stuff to do for you occasionally. And this is probably one of the most important stations, equipment docks. Because in an equipment dock, you can... I noticed my ship is it's very sluggish at the moment because I don't have much energy, and you see the purple bar filling up there. That is my hyperdrive filling up. So it uses all the energy right now. And it can't fill up right. Interesting. That's because this upgrade cost me 0.3 gigawatts. Let's get to our building menu and see. Oh yeah, I need more energy now than I produce. So these solar panels were not enough. But luckily I can put it out again. And that's something you do a lot in this game. You basically configure your ship. Later you have much more upgrades, and for a certain situation you want different upgrades to install. So now I have enough energy, hyperdrive is filling up again, and my ship is not as sluggish anymore. Okay. So the equipment bay is very important. You can buy turrets here, for example. These are all weapons you can buy. You can sell stuff here. This radar upgrade would give us a good price, but you should keep the deep scan range upgrade. I mean, you get others later on, but it's a good thing to have. You can also buy upgrades here. And this is basically very important to understand, because at the moment we can have only 3 turrets. And that will basically never change, no matter how big our ship is. You can only change it with upgrades like this one. So this turret control system gives us all turrets plus 3. That means we have 3 new slots for turrets. I can also buy this one. It gives us 2 unarmed turrets. And I can install both of them. Then I would have 5 more turrets. And that's basically how you get more turrets. You will get these upgrades, or you can buy them straight from here, or you find them when you destroy ships. And what I would recommend doing in the beginning of the game is maybe not fight alone so much, because you're pretty weak. We could change to a fighting configuration now, because mining turrets, we don't really need them on our Starlink ship, because the mining drone basically mines as fast as those 2 turrets would, so I don't need to put them on there. Just need to change my crew and have 2 gunners. Assign them. I need 4 gunners even. No, I need those guys. Don't need miners anymore. I need 4 gunners now. There we go. And yeah, these are very simple turrets. You can basically fire them in every direction. But for now it's okay that they're in front. So let's just maybe, let's see, use a gate and see what's out there. And yeah, this is not going to be a let's play or something. I just want to fly around a little bit and maybe can show you what they're supposed to be in this, is supposed to do in this game. Here we have another system. To get a quick overlook, you can just go to the map back again and see what's in this system. A turret factory, some factories. Most of the stuff is not that important for us, but interesting that we have a turret factory here. Where is it? There. For example, there you can build turrets. So the things you could buy before in the shop, you can just manufacture here, or let them manufacture it for you. But you need certain building materials that you can also buy on the market. And this is a very good way to get really good equipment later on. And yeah, the basic thing here is you travel to the center of the galaxy, getting better and better stuff. And in the beginning, I would keep on those lines and maybe occasionally see what's out there. Because what's out there could also be wormholes that bring you much further than a gate. Although you have to be careful, if you get too far, then you may not be strong enough to handle those guys. But it's all about exploration, right? And this game, I have to warn you, it is at the moment set up like a roguelike. That means if you die, you will lose your ship and start back in the starting system. The developer talks about maybe introducing a system in the future where you can change where you spawn, but I will guess you will lose your ship the same. So one last thing I can show you is if you lose your ship, you will be right back where you started in this little drone. Good thing though is that you can save your ship, but we have not done that. Oh my god, I'm not fast enough to catch it. Okay. No, I don't want to. I could give it orders from here, I think. Yeah, I could. But I want to steer it. Okay, get back to the building menu. What we can do here is save the ship. Save ship. And now it will be somewhere here, I suppose. I have many ships saved. And when we die, I think here it is, yes. When we die, we can just go here, select it and apply plan. And if we have enough money and resources stored, we can immediately rebuild our ship as it was. And that's really good to know. Actually, I didn't know that for some time. That's why I'm telling you. And yeah, that's how we play the game. Be careful not to fly against something. Because even if you have the map open, the game is always running. There's basically no pause button I know of. Even if you're in this menu, the game is running. You can be attacked, all of that. And in the building mode as well. That doesn't save you from attacks or anything. Another button that's important here, you can repair your ship if you are under fire, but you will need to wait 30 seconds after you got damaged, so you can't do it immediately into battle. But you can get out of a battle, wait a bit, repair and get back into it. Since it's very costly to lose a ship, I would recommend to be very careful at the beginning. Maybe wait until pirates attack. Oh, interesting. Talking about pirates. These are pirates. They are already fighting. That's a perfect example, actually. I can show you that very quickly. And maybe I wouldn't attack those three guys alone, but they're fighting against the other faction here. They like me already because it's a starter faction, but they will like me even more if I help them. And it's always good to have aliens who like you, because like stations, like equipment docks, where you can sell and buy stuff, are very rare in the game actually. Every faction has like a few of those, but you have to search for them. And so to know your map and to have friends in the area is very helpful in the game. also help those guys a little bit. So I really don't like my starter cannons here. And they don't do that much damage. But I'm not alone here. Which is a good thing. Otherwise those three would tear me apart, I think. Bit more careful. Fly more to the... Oh, we lost some parts already. We lost a few thrusters. We could just wait until our friends destroy them. Let's see, because this one is about to go. And they did drop something. This here is an upgrade, floating in space right there. I have a hard time grabbing it because my thruster is gone. Later on in the game, by the way, we get shields, which makes it much easier to protect your parts. We'll just drift outside of the combat zone for a little while. Try to repair. It says I have to wait 20 seconds. Okay, let's just wait these 20 seconds because it's really hard to steer my ship right now. Let's see what we got. Basic trading system. That's useful. Comparing prices in different systems and stuff like that. We'll keep it. And we can repair our ship. How about this one? So it'll take a while. Let's try and help them a little bit. And they will appreciate it. They will reward you for that as well. And their faction standing will improve as well. Sometimes you see like faction wars going on, so it's not necessarily always pirates you attack. And in the long run you have to think a bit about who you attack and who you don't attack. Like I said, you always want to have at least one friend in the area because you need to have a cooking dog that will sell stuff to you. And if they don't like you, they won't do that. These guys are still fairly weak, I think. That I can damage them, close weapons and all. It's a miracle. Come on. Yeah, and also like ramming ships is not recommended normally. You can die very easily from that. In general, ramming an asteroid, a ship or anything really is very dangerous. 2 upgrades, nice. And this, let's see what we got here. Cargo upgrade module, okay. I thought we had 2. Never mind. Yeah, and this is basically what you do. And then you slowly work yourself through the galaxy, encounter new species, new technology, and I think the video's gone on long enough now. It's much longer than I intended it to be. So in the end, that I want to show you something. To show you a late game. Just so you see what you miss out on. This is like, I think, my first game I started here. There we go. Now this ship is much bigger than I had before. But you can see it's the same basic building style I applied here. So I showed the ship to some people. They really liked it, but they thought they could never build something like that. And yeah, you can. If you saw what I showed you earlier, you can definitely build something like that. Very easy, it's basically the same thing. And this ship is of course much more powerful, much more heavy. I have almost 20 turrets on this thing. So let's see, I have them grouped. You can do that here, you can give them a number. So this is my first group, the really heavy guns. And like you see, they overheat, so I can't use them for long. My second group, fast chain guns. and some plasma cannons, especially good against shields. And I mean, they're all forward facing. I think it would be a legitimate choice to maybe have turrets at the side as well. I mean, you can like fly by an enemy and then look to the side and hit him from there. We'll maybe try that in our next design. For now, I've only like my mining turrets facing to the side. Yeah, and that's basically what you can achieve. And I'm actually, you see in the left corner, I'm only at the nanoite level. So this is not even end game level, not even close. Let's take a look at my map. This was the furthest I got, but I didn't do much here. So I started around here, and this whole map basically tells a story, and this is what I really like about the game. Like I started here, and then I was venturing on to the south. This is a rift, you can't pass through here, so you really have to plan a bit, and I thought I will go around it in this direction. But then I had some problems because I tried some smuggling and it didn't work out so well, so I got real problems with this species. I got further and then I got into trouble with this species a little bit. So at the end, and I didn't find any, I couldn't sell anything here in this space anymore, so I had to make the choice and go back to their territory. And then here, around here, I met a new species that had new technology, nanoite, the green stuff. Although you can't mine it here. So I was very curious and I looked around a bit where they come from, and I found this wormhole here that took me right into their space. And I also asked the one ship, you can do that with any ship you meet, you can ask them where do you come from, where's your home system, and they told me it is here. So I marked that down on my map and visited them there. And so I got their technology now too, and then I branched out from here a little bit and explored this region. Just found a pirate outpost here in deep space. And just for comparison, so our first little ship in the other game could just jump basically in this radius. I can now jump here, so it's much better. And if I want to, I can even boost that. So I have all these turret upgrades here that allow me to have 20 turrets basically. But I can change them out with hyperspace upgrades. Take all of them. Now I can jump in this radius. And this makes the game much easier. Now I can't fight anymore really. Oh, a few guys still online, but not as much as should be. So let's configure that back to how it should be. This is what I like. It's like a little bit of the stuttering thing going on, right? Diverting energy into this system and doing this, reconfiguring the ship. I like this sort of stuff. So okay, I'm talking way too long here now. This was supposed to be a very short guide. I hope it helped you. Maybe I will do a bit more in the future on certain specific topics. But for now, I think, yeah, I don't have a clock here, so I don't know how long this is, but I think it's way too long. So yeah, let's just end it here. And now I'm getting stutters, bad stutters. So this is a sign. Let's just leave it. Let's just leave it at that. Alexitopia signing out for now.